situation for them. So I did leave Edelbrook in the map pool rather than Samoski Summer. I thought that Samoski Summer is everybody's seen Samoski Summer 1,000 times, but Edelbrook Station is not a map you see in tournaments very much, and they're actually kind of a similar kind of layout. So I guess we'll see how things go. So let the game begin. Rookie 101 or Rookie 01 playing as U.S. forces this game, sending his rear echelon troops over here. Grabbing some territory. Meanwhile, we do have ZSU sending his stern pilots for the strategic point here, and actually going with a second squad of stern pioneers. Going double stern pios on this map is actually not all that uncommon. Hopefully he'll be able to make it work. Could be difficult though. About to be an engagement for the victory point. Oh my gosh, those stern pioneers just caught those combat engineers attempting to build razor wire and almost immediately obliterated the squad, forcing an instant retreat from Fahu. Meanwhile, he is putting conscripts up here in the house. Meanwhile, in the south area of things, it looks like rear echelons moving around to capture the fuel, and Rookie actually taking control of the titular Ettelbruck station with his riflemen. Still haven't captured this point. A very strange style from Cappy and ZSU here, that they just kind of don't take the territory right next to their base. They just seem to ignore it and just like charge straight out and just try and take the higher priority areas first, which is so weird. I wonder what motivates that decision. I really don't think I agree with it. In Company of Heroes 1, it made a lot more sense to do that because strategic points really had no value at all. But in COH2, they have very important resource value, and it seems really inefficient not to capture those as soon as you can. Stern Pioneers moving up, and we will note that they are double over Commando West, and they both went with a double Stern Pioneer start. So I think it could be really tough to make that work, but they're going to try. Lots of Stern Pioneers focusing down rifles in the building here, trying to get these riflemen as well. Looks like it's not going in their favor, though. That squad's going to be forced away. The rifleman in the building still doing sort of okay for HP. Looks like he's going to be retreating those, though. Stern Pios over here, probably also going to force a retreat from those riflemen. So the riflemen are forced back, but there's now an M3A1 scout car on its way to support. Neither team, by the way, having taken the munitions points yet, focusing instead on engagements for the victory points in the middle and north. Fahu doing what he can here with his scout car. No flamethrower upgrade available to him yet, still about 8 munitions away, but he's almost certainly going to be getting that soon to supplement his damage. Stern Pioneers getting cut down by these penals and scout car at range. Volksgrenadiers moving up to screen. Scout car gets away with just a sliver of hell. More riflemen taking up a position in the train station, and these Stern Pioneers just take too much damage. They're going to be forced to retreat, and focusing so heavily on Stern Pioneers, you can kind of tell that the Overcommando players are hurting for manpower and squads. They can't field nearly as many Stern Pioneer squads as Volksgrenadier squads, for example. And there's actually a Soviet sniper hitting the field from Fahu, so that should be good to see. I think that's a really good response, actually, to all of these Stern Pioneers. But given the close quarters engagements that tend to happen on this map, it may struggle. However, if the Allies can convince the Axis to continue fighting over this open area, it's one of the very few open areas on the entire map, so this is where snipers will perform quite well. The M3's been repaired, and there is now a flamethrower inside, and the Overcommando just aren't ready. No Panzer Strikes yet. Oh, he may have noticed a little too late. Yes, he does, and the squad goes down immediately. Immediately chases this Volksgrenadier squads. I'm quite doubtful that there are going to be any mines in the retreat path here. Flame bursts continuing. dealing very nice damage to those Volksgrenadiers on the retreat. And just, they're just so unprepared. They have no response to this. Scout car is doing a really nice job of just bullying everything they have, just punishing them for not being prepared. Everything being forced to retreat. Probably going to lose that machine gun. Oh god, our Kettenwerfer's horribly positioned. Oh no! Just handing team weapons over to that scout car. It's terrible. Oh jeez. Unfortunately, it looks like Fahu was forced to micro a different engagement. Probably this one. And he couldn't quite chase. Lots of Sturmpyos here, doing some pretty respectable damage. What is he doing? Charging that scout car with those Sturms, though. It looks like he was trying to prevent those conscript or riflemen from stealing his MG, but it didn't work, and he lost a full Sturm Pioneer squad in the process. Meanwhile, the Allies have, unopposed, just circled around the entire south side of the map, capturing all of these really important resource points across the south. Actually, that retreating MG34 just got intercepted by these Sturm Pioneers, which would be really good, but unfortunately, it looks like he might lose the Sturm Pioneer squad. I don't know. It's gonna be close. I'm also really not sure what he's doing there. Sturm Pioneer squad does somehow manage to get away. What is he doing with that MG34? Now he's retreating it, popping out Fallschirmjäger. Looks like it will get away, just barely. These Sturm Pioneers, though, he's not watching. And they're gonna go down. Oh, geez, I think he just lost both of those Sturm Pioneer squads, actually. Only the MG34 made it out. Jeez. Riflemen taking up a position in the building, doing some damage to those Fallschirmjäger, which are foolishly trying to get off a Panzerfaust, overextending so hard. And they get wiped too, which is going to bring Cappy down to a pretty small force of units. He has one Sturmpio left, one Volksgrenadier, and his recovered MG34. Kettenwerfer. Flag half-track out from Zesu. Hopefully he can make something happen with that. I don't think the Allies have much that can counter it right now, but that being said, they've just lost so much. It's gonna be tough. Rookie taking up position in this building with the Lieutenant, and buildings are still quite resistant to the flag half-track. It's certainly got some buffs recently that make it much more mobile and survivable, but it's still quite ineffective against buildings. Oh jeez, I don't know what Ricky was thinking there, throwing those riflemen straight into that thing at point-blank range. That was suicide.
Puma, ready for action.
Puma also hitting the field, so it looks like double mechanized regiment headquarters being used here. No battle group headquarters, which makes it that much harder to keep their infantry alive, especially Sturm Pioneers. Hopefully they can manage some kind of comeback here, though, with that Puma. Potentially push that M20 off the field, but demo charge is going down. M6 anti-tank. Oh, he canceled the mine. Interesting. Fighting position going up. This is a Vet 2 scout car now. Meanwhile, in the base, we see Tier 3 Tank OV Battalion Command. If we take a look at Rookie, we will see Captain being produced. So, lots of pretty difficult to manage threats about to hit the field, with just a Puma and a flak half-track at the Oberkommando West's disposal. But we'll see what happens.
Captain just took the battlefield.
Some engagements happening here. Flak half-track firing on the station. Puma also firing on the station. Looks like, fortunately, they did not take a route that would cause a giant blob to explode. That demo charge. Nice shot there by the Puma. Looks like he's not going to chase, though. He's probably afraid of hitting an anti-tank mine, so probably a good idea not to get too aggressive with that thing just yet. MG34 setting up, firing on these conscripts. They will manage to round the corner. Meanwhile, here in the middle, the fighting continues. Sniper took a shot, but immediately retreats. Doesn't want to get too close to that Puma. Puma should have no problem clearing out that fighting position either. Fallschirmjäger moving up to try and take the central point. Meanwhile, the southern point falls to these Volksgrenadiers. Riflemen moving to counter with captain support following up behind. Hopefully that captain will be able to do some light damage to the flak half-track and Puma as well. Grenadiers encounter those penal battalions, taking some damage, forced to reposition back inside, taking control of the victory point. Fallschirmjäger, oh! Captain takes up a position inside the train station and he's doing nice damage to the flak half-track with those Fallschirmjäger focusing him down hard. And a bundle grenade is also tossed in, so he is forced to retreat. Flak half-track firing on these riflemen, trying to go around for a flank. Can only do so much. AT gun has actually been produced and is going to hit the field, so that should do a pretty good job of keeping that flak half-track and Puma out of this central area. Meanwhile, we do have another flamethrower placed inside of the M3, doing some harassment over here. Can't get too close to those Fallschirmjäger though, which are doing devastating damage to Fahu's penal battalion. Maybe he was a little slow to notice, but fortunately he does just barely make it out alive. Fallschirmjäger now getting burst down really hard by that flamethrower. I'm not sure if that's going to get away. Doesn't look like it. Nope. Meanwhile, here in the middle, oh, nice. The Axis have actually managed to steal this AT gun. So that's going to be very beneficial for them. Hopefully they can put that to good use against the enemy medium armor and light vehicles. Wow, that Fallschirmjäger squad did make it away though, fortunately. Flak half-track also moving up. Lots of territory being exchanged here in the south. Sturm Pioneers and Rare Echelon troops doing plenty of dancing. Oh, geez. That's interesting. Oh, something just got wiped out of that building. I'm not sure even what it was. Oh, Puma and Flak half-track both managed to take out the scout car. And you can see that it was using overdrive, but overdrive is just terrible. I don't even know what it does, to be honest. It was clearly moving at the exact same speed. I think it's just an acceleration boost to help it hit its top speed faster, but without a speed boost, it's not really worth all that much. Granted, it doesn't exactly cost that much munitions to utilize either, but still, it's kind of weird. I mean, you'd think that that scout car would be able to go faster than a Panther using Blitz, for example. It's almost really not even close. Ooh. Sturm Pioneer squad just went down in the south. Looks like he wasn't really paying attention. Another anti-tank gun being produced by the US player. It's good to see. T-34 getting oddly aggressive here. Oh, nice! It actually circled around and took one final shot at that Puma and took it out. Very nice maneuver, and he will be able to get away with just a sliver despite there being an anti-tank gun, a Panzerschreck, and a Raketenwerfer in the area. So that was some pretty good maneuvering of that T-34 right there.
Enemy forces now has 300 points remaining.
Once again, Cappy is now reduced to almost nothing. Just Volksgrenadiers, machine gun, 2 Raketenwerfers, and his teammates SU has similarly very little at his disposal. This flak half-track pretty much all he really has right now, and a Panzerschreck and some Fallschirmjäger. And more Fallschirmjäger being called in.
We've lost a squad of infantry.
Raketenwerfer there gets cleared by massive hordes of allied infantry. Flak half-track moving up as well. Oh geez, that could be a devastating demo charge. I'm surprised he hasn't used it. Captain taking up a position in this building. One more volley of bazookas, and I think that, yep, there it goes. He could have popped smoke, but even then I would have been quite surprised if he had made it away alive. Riflemen circling around, doing heavy damage to those Fallschirmjäger. They're gonna be forced to retreat. This force doing what it can to try and hold on to the north victory point at least. does force back some allied infantry there, but there's a KV-8 on the field now. And there's really just no way that the Axis are ready for that. Oh geez, even the first burst just does massive damage. SWS, half-track being caught out of position. Fallschirmjäger in the building trying to do what they can, but GG's being exchanged, and already the game is going to be concluded. So that is going to be that. Fadisaurus wins. They will advance further in the winner's bracket, and Teufel Hunden will be falling down into the loser's bracket. I'll be updating that now. I'm going to take another short break while I get replays ready.